It just seems to me extraordinary with the pain that Australian families are experiencing at the moment, that members from those of the government, those opposite, are continuing to get up and tell us how great everything's going. You know, it's nothing's their fault, obviously. I mean, we know they have absolutely no sense of propriety or honesty when it comes to looking in the mirror. But, you know, according to them, everything's going great. It's all going great guns. Their economic plan's fantastic. Everything's working well. Everyone's cheering them on. I mean, you know, why don't you just tell Australians that they should just shut up and stop whinging because they've got it so great under the Albanese government? I mean, it is just extraordinary that this government is continuing to cause so much pain through its ideologically driven agenda, spends taxpayers' money like it is going out of fashion, with no transparency, no detail. And we heard Senator Farrell today say that they're going to be in government for a really, really long time. And I can tell you that sent a shiver up the spine of hundreds of thousands, millions of Australians, because I think the 32% of Australians who voted to put this government in may be starting to get a little bit of the buyer's remorse. I mean, this is just unbelievable to come in here and consistently say, well, we're doing a great job tackling inflation, we're doing a fantastic job. Childcare fees, you know, they're saving so much money, but, you know, you obviously don't read any newspapers or go and talk to anyone, because you'll hear from those that utilise childcare, and, you know, that's not every Australian, but that childcare, what your rebate increase did was actually push fees up. The centres pocket the rebate, and families are paying either the same or more. This is not really delivered very much for many families at all. And, you know, we just heard from Senator Walsh about the energy prices, because the energy prices, you know, they could have been up 14% higher, not just the fact that they already are up by at least 13%, if not more when you come to gas. So the fact that their argument is that, you know, we know it's up, but it could have been up by more. And this energy relief that they say that was such a great boon for households didn't go to all households. It went to a very small group of households, and it was only a one-off payment. It's actually no solution to the rising power prices, and we know that's being part driven by this race to renewables, that they are going with taxes rather than technology as they race towards an ideological zealotry within the renewable sector, and absolutely putting the pain onto Australian families. And, I mean, this is like the fairy floss party that we're seeing in government at the moment. Everything is, you know, a bit of a sugar hit and no substance at all. The Prime Minister, when he's in the country, has nothing to say about the economy. He's consistently running an ideological agenda with his activist mates and corporate associates. He spent $450 million of Australian taxpayers' money on a referendum that the Australian people absolutely said no to, and was clear they were going to say no to, but he pushed ahead spending that money on an ideological crusade instead of doing any work to rein in spending. So yesterday saw the 12th rate rise since this Labor government came to power. These are the highest rates since 2011, back when they were in power last time. It's funny how that pattern seems to continue. A family with an average mortgage of $750,000 now needs to find an extra $24,000 a year. $24,000 a year. So the average monthly mortgage repayment when the Coalition left office was $2,670. That is now $3,994. That is an increase of 50%. That is how much Australians are hurting. And of course, we know when mortgage holders are hurting, it means the rents go up. Rents for a three-bedder nationally, median rate was $440 a week. It's now $665, and we know that those on the East Coast, it's an awfully lot higher than that. You know, $150 used to get you quite a few bags of groceries. You'd be lucky to get two. You'd be lucky to get two now. Families are having to make choices, not about whether or not they go on an overseas holiday. They're having to make a choice if the kids can continue doing sport. But don't worry, you guys are telling us you're doing everything you can, and apparently it's just all tickety-boo in Labor land.
Thank